We cannot solve our problems with the same level of thinking that created them. Albert Einstein.
The problems of modern society are born of activities on the platform of the mind. In order for them to become a thing of the past, humankind needs to rise to the level of intelligence. It is the presence of intelligence that distinguishes humans from animals. Animals have mind, but no intelligence. The mind is responsible for survival, providing bodily needs. Intelligence is responsible for self-knowledge and improving relationships with others. The presence of intelligence makes a person a social being. Words and concepts familiar to everyone, sociology, socialization, socialism, have a similar content. They can be replaced with one word: relationship. Intelligence gives us the ability to consciously improve our relationships with everyone around us, with the entire universe as a whole, and with God. The manifestation of intelligence is conscience. According to all types of spiritual and philosophical teachings, a person should improve himself, being elevated relationships at all levels. For this, God gave him intelligence. The highest manifestation of relations at all levels is to gain love for God, in a caring attitude to the entire universe as a whole, as a manifestation of creation of God, in taking care of all beings as particles and children of the Almighty. Having both intelligence and mind at the same time makes a person a dual being, a social person and an individual person. An individual person is a smart person. A social person is a wise person. The more intelligent a person is, the better his relationship with the whole world around him, with nature and God. The more technologies aimed at satisfying the body and mind are developed, and the less attention is paid to improving the inner world of people, the quality of their relations with each other and their world around them, the less their human qualities remain in them. The more they commit inhuman acts, the more chaos they bring to the world, destroying nature. Modern civilization is a civilization of smart, but unintelligent people. Modern people have lost their intelligence. They began to value individual comfort more than relationships. Such people are called insane. The greater the gap between mind and intelligence, the worse it is for a person and society, and vice versa. The better the relationship between people, the easier they achieve success in all spheres of life with less expenditure of resources and efforts. This manifests the rationality of a person in the understanding that his real personal benefit lies in his spiritual development, in the development of relations with other people, with the whole world around him. It's time to build a civilization of intelligent people. The progress of humanity is the progress of humanity in people. Humanity is the cultural and moral development of the person himself, the development of his intelligence and the acquisition by him, the completeness of morality, complete responsibility, completeness of understanding of life, disclosure of his individual nature, his unique talents. As all these spheres develop coherently, a person begins to feel the fullness of life. The completeness of morality means that we want to make happy not only our life, but also the life of our loved ones, everyone who surrounds us out of love for them, relying on the values of higher orders. Full responsibility means that we take responsibility for our lives, the lives of loved ones, the planet, and all humanity as a whole, and do not shift the responsibility onto others. The disclosure of their personal individual nature in people increases their enjoyment of relationships with each other, realizing the divine principle of unity in diversity. The more femininity in women, the more masculine qualities in men, the more attractive and interesting they are for each other, the stronger and better their family unions. Similarly, the more fully people reveal their individual nature, their God-given talents, the richer and better quality, the more interesting their relationship with each other. completeness of understanding means that we develop our intelligence and understand how everything in this world is arranged and functions. What is the meaning and purpose of human life? Intelligence has an anti-entropic nature, which means that the intelligence always strives only to increase knowledge, to increase understanding of the true nature of things, and in its highest manifestation, to comprehend God, to restore its relations with Him. Intelligence is an anti-entropic instrument, the purpose of which is to raise a person, to raise a soul from entropic matter doomed to decay. A person develops his intelligence when he focuses on how to bring all-around benefit to everyone around him, relying on all his talents and skills. This is humanity. According to all religions that exist on this planet, the goal of human life is for all people to reveal all good qualities in themselves and to reunite with the Supreme. The main goal of the heads of the state is to help people do this. This is their responsibility before God. Today, country leaders are like school directors who assess the state of affairs in their schools by the level of technical modernization of the school. At the same time, the educational process itself is not taken into account at all. What do children learn? And do they learn anything at all? What good is it that the school is well equipped and looks good if the students in it, forgetting about their studies, fight and kill each other? And this is exactly what is happening now on the planet. Now, people are on the platform of the mind, because of which they become individualists and degrade morally due to incorrectly set priorities and goals. In the current system of coordinates, the main thing for all states is economic growth, not the development of a person as an individual, but the correct prioritization must be different. In Russia, there is a saying, "Do not put the cart in front of the horse." The development of their human qualities in people is the horse of progress, and material well-being is a cart. When the horse is in front of the cart, they move forward safer and much faster. Humanity will develop much faster and more correctly if it will be moved out of the economic coordinate system that is generated by thinking on the platform of the mind, in a system of coordinates reflecting the development of people's minds, development of their human qualities. We need to create a society of humanity to achieve prosperity at all levels of life. The amount of intelligence, morality, and responsibility in people is manifested in the quality of their relationships. Therefore, the state of affairs in states must be assessed according to such negative and positive indicators as the number of divorces, abortions, the number of children raised in an incomplete family or raised by non-native parents, the number of elderly people left without their children's support, the number of unemployed and homeless people, the number of domestic violence, crimes of all kinds, corruption, other social conflicts of various kinds, the number of suicides, depression, mental illness and stress. Of the positive indicators are the number of officially concluded family unions and strong families, the number of golden weddings, people leading a healthy lifestyle, increase in the duration and quality of life, people's attitude to all the creatures around them and to nature, the amount of preserved and augmented natural resources, etc. The whole ship sails to where the bow is oriented. When states become focused on the development of humanity in people and are assessed according to those indicators that reflect the quality, the level of their relations, then the work of all public institutions will be reconfigured so that they all work to improve all these indicators. The educational system will be tuned so that its main task is to instill in children elevated qualities, the desire for comprehensive moral self-development. Also, cinema, television, the media should be tuned so that they bring people a high culture of communication, that they strengthen the family and inspire people to show their best qualities. Profit orientation is the development of individualism and the take vector in people. and an orientation towards humanity is the development in people of the desire to give something to others. When the course of humanity becomes correct again, this will entail improvement, including in the economy, because in those countries and states where people care for each other's welfare, security and stability grow, the economy comes in order while reducing various unnecessary costs and expenses. The criterion of efficiency will be not profit, but public benefit, which will make all countries on this planet truly social states. Labor will become not a means of survival, but an element of creativity. Such a course will lead the world community to harmony and prosperity at all levels of life. Now, when humanity enters a regime of turbulence and attempts to build totalitarian, dictatorial international systems arise in the crumbling old systems, in order to prevent these attempts, it is necessary to know about their signs. These are systems that block the development of humanity in people, prevent people from gaining the fullness of human qualities. The limitation of the development of intelligence is carried out through a stratification and limitation of knowledge, when the education system gives to different children only fragmentary knowledge. To some children, the knowledge of how to create robots, others how to grow vegetables, without giving them at the very beginning the fullness of knowledge about the whole world around. The degradation of morality is carried out through the concentration of people's consciousness on bodily needs, which forms their consumer attitude to life, to each other, to the entire universe as a whole, leading to environmental disasters and crises. The destruction of morality is carried out, among other things, through the destruction of the traditional family, through the withdrawal from parents of the right to raise children. They are transferred to the state or third-party organizations, persons. Blocking responsibility in people is carried out through the stratification of society, the subordination of people to systems of artificial intelligence, the restriction of their human rights and freedoms. Responsibility develops only in the space of freedom. The less freedom a person has, the less responsibility he acquires. An obstacle to the disclosure of a person's individuality is the equalization that was in the late Soviet Union. That is, the introduction of a single level of income for everyone, regardless of the amount or presence of benefits that a person brings. Another type of obstacle to the disclosure of naturally inherent talents in people is all types of stratification of society with the absence of social lifts. All this must be taken into account in order for our civilization to become a civilization of intelligent people. The progress of humankind, social progress, is the progress of relationships, the progress of humanity in people.